So let me tell you a little bit about who I am. So Tonee is a social worker. She's a poet, she's an author. I just self-published my second volume of poetry titled Identity Crisis. I have a passion for people. I have a passion for kids. I work locally for a nonprofit called Communities in Schools, Heart of Texas. And so Tonee is multifaceted. My calling came from the third time taking what's called Bio 1305. It is the base level for those that desire to be dentists. And since homegirl got a C on her final try, I realized quickly that perhaps medical or dental school was not for me. And one day I just had to look myself in the face and say, what are you honestly good at? Not what do your parents want you to be, what do your friends think of you, but what are you good at? You're good with people. You know how to develop those and foster those relationships. You know a lot of people, so you know how to connect people, and you care. You have a heart to make an impact. I realized that I had a knack for talking to people. I had a knack for building connections. I am an avid reader, and I think a lot of the times you'll find writers tend to be readers. So I'm thinking of the Toni Morrison, the Bell Hooks. I was reading their books and I was like, wow, this is inspiring. And so when I was in college, I started doing open mics, but the open mics were me just simply reading other people's poetry. And then, like most of us do, we fall in love with someone and then it goes south. No pun intended. And so I wrote a real cheesy poem. I put it on Facebook and it got so much feedback. So I said, you know what? I actually like this writing process. It makes me feel good. You know, it makes me feel like I'm processing my emotions in a healthy way, but then other people are wanting to read the words and they're identifying them and they're making an impact. And so from then on, I just would I created an Instagram page. I put all my random poetry on it. It got a ton of followers. And so I just was like, you know what? I'm going for it. So Bob Leftfoot, like I said, I read a lot. Historically, women were not allowed to write under their names, right? And so I always thought it'd be cool, man, if I'm a writer, I'm gonna have a pen name. I'm gonna have a pen name. And so Bob was just something I pulled out of the air, but I'm left-handed. And there's a rapper that I really like. He calls himself Sir Lucius Leftfoot, and I liked the left foot. So that's where the Bob Leftfoot came from. I love the people. And I know that tends to be a generic statement, but there's something about people like Dominique Rocco-Bolts or my father, Tony Montgomery Shelton, who were nurtured here and came back and tried their best to invest. And Rocco is still investing in the city, right? When I think of people like my good friend Dexter Hall, I'm thinking of people that are making waves and coming back and being intentional about investing in the city. I love my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I love my church, Hood Street, who's small but mighty and preaching the word. I love the people. We're resilient. And even though we've had issues in the past, as all humans and environments do, I just love the resiliency of the city.